If you're watching this video, I definitely understand what it's like to be single. I am going on 2 years of being so.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine, and you just can't get into it.
And I want to make this video to encourage everybody that might be feeling especially some type of way, because Valentine's Day is coming up and it's the holiday of lovers. It could get really, really amplified, that feeling of, oh my God, I'm single, I'm alone. Will somebody ever come along to be in a relationship with me again? I'm going to show you guys how you can not just survive it, but thrive through it. So first and foremost, I just want to put it out there. It is okay to feel away. If you talk to people about being single on Valentine's Day, they go straight to problem solving, which I get it. Those are our family members, those are our friends, and they just want us to get over the hump already. But I'm here to tell you that it's okay to feel some type of way. We're human beings and we literally thrive in community and companionship. You know, there's a lot of love yourself rhetoric going around, and I do agree. I 100% do agree. Although it's true, it is a very glib kind of response to something that's very real. Should you love yourself? Absolutely. But is that the only antidote for feeling alone? Absolutely not. So you are not alone in feeling alone, and you should not feel bad about feeling away. So I definitely get it. With that being said, however, there are certain things that we can do to really not stay in that feeling of feeling away, because in order to grow and heal, we have to start taking some practical steps and protecting ourselves. If you are not in a place where you are coming along yet when it comes to healing, you definitely want to turn off social media for Valentine's Day, for the weekend, for however long you need to bypass all of the posts and the reels and the things that you're going to be seeing, guys, because social media is a place where people post their highlights. And for some couples, that is the highlight of their year, when they are getting to adorn each other and spend time and wine and dine. There's going to be plenty of people getting engaged. There's going to be people you don't even know, right? Because you're looking at reels, you're looking at the explore page, and it could really, really start to put a damper on us. So if you are not in a place yet where you can yet handle seeing all of that in such a high concentrated volume, then you definitely want to do yourself a favor and delete all your social media until the holiday passes. Again, yes, it's okay to feel away, but you do not want to add to those feelings. Like, do yourself a favor, right? There are certain things that we have control over. If it is well within your autonomy to delete the apps or stay out of them, log out, stay away from them for the at least 24 hours, then absolutely do that. I'm in a place where I can engage with the content and I could really, really be happy for them, but it's okay if you're not there yet. And if you're not there yet, turn off the socials. On that same topic though, something I do want to add is that whatever you decide about staying off social media, being on social media, if you don't know what's going on in other people's relationships, seeing them posting something or seeing what this guy did for this girl or seeing what this girl received from this guy, or whatever vantage point or lens you're coming from it with, just understand that that is not a fair metric to really compare. It's not a fair compass, if you will, to measure whether or not you are sufficient or whether or not your life is amounting to something, or just not a metric altogether that should determine your emotions for the day, because it's missing some information. There's just a lot of things behind the scenes that we'll never get to know. So just seeing someone giving someone something else and thinking that, like, oh my God, this is the measure of all love, and therefore I don't have that, so I'm not loved, or there's no love in the cards for me. That's not fair to yourself, and it's just not accurate. Now, when I started this channel, I understood that I was going to have an audience, and the way I want to show up for my audience is the way that I would show up for my homegirls, for my sisters, for whoever is in my life. I'm going to have a delicate dance with them. And that delicate dance in this situation is, yes, I am going to be there to tell you, like, it's okay what you're going through. I see you. I am you. I was you. But there's also another side of it where there's going to be a little bit of accountability, because I am all about growth. And so I'm not going to sit here and just say, hey, go eat a pint of Haagen-Dazs and feel sad and watch a chick flick. Like, that is not part of my ministry. And so I want to switch gears a little bit and really put that challenge slash accountability portion into this video. What I really want to jump into is just switching our perspective for one moment, right? A lot of the reason why we end up being sad or feeling some type of way, especially on days like Valentine's Day when we are not in a relationship, is because a lot of times we want someone to be there to make us feel good. And there's intrinsically nothing wrong with that because, again, we thrive on companionship. But if you want to do things differently and if you want to do things in the way God ordained them, there's going to need to be some level of service that you implement into your everyday. Whether you are in a relationship already, whether you're in waiting, this is your time to really double down on how can I serve other people? How can I go from a place of feeling some type of way because I'm not feeling good and there's no one there to wine and dine me or buy me chocolate or buy me flowers, and switch that and say, hey, I actually have the power to be that for someone else. And I'm not just talking about Valentine's Day. I'm kind of going beyond the scope of that. Learning how to serve is going to be a surefire way to really, really find happiness and healthiness in your next relationship. My church offered a class about marriage, and it was for married people, singles, whoever. And over the course of the time that we had the class, we were looking at a text. So the name of the book is called The Meaning of Marriage by Timothy Keller. I'll link it in the description. Amazing, amazing book. And there's a whole portion in there where he discusses how important it is to serve. And serving simply means that you are doing something for someone else. And whether that's serving or volunteering at your church or at a local organization, whether that's just serving people in your family, maybe doing the grocery shopping for your parents because they would rather not get up. I don't know what that service looks like, but serving is so important, especially when you are single and in waiting, because it's gearing you up for what marriage or relationship really should be. Society has painted this picture that relationship is what can the other person do for me. If you ask someone, why they love the person that they're with, a lot of their response is going to be because they make me feel this way and they do this for me and they do that for me. And that's all good. I want to be clear. However, we want to really get to a place where we are our best selves when we're serving other people. And that leads me into some of the things that you can do on a day like Valentine's Day to really offset those feelings of loneliness. And it starts with your perspective, and it starts with shifting that perspective to realize that, hey, while I don't have someone that might be rolling out the red carpet in front of me on February 14th, I have people in my life who I love, and I can do some acts of service for them. And that's going to do a couple of things to really remedy how I'm feeling right now. One, it's going to require me to take some time out of my day to actually get that service done. So that's time that you're going to be focused on that service and not focused on like, oh my God, I'm alone on Valentine's Day. The second thing it's going to do is it's going to put you in position to not think about what you're lacking and what you're not receiving from someone else. And you're in the driver's seat now, and you're the person that's doing service for other people. In the Bible, in Philippians 2, it says, do not do anything out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility, consider other people better than yourselves. I know this is not the easiest pill to swallow, but think about the example that Jesus set, right, when he was on this earth. In the gospel, it talks about how he washed his disciples' feet, and his disciples were looking at him like, whoa, like, you're a king. Like, why are you washing our feet? And Jesus did not consider it robbery to stoop down to serve the people that were in his life, even though he knew that he was above them. And that was him modeling for us what he expects us to do. Let me tell you something. If you spend more time looking for ways to serve versus expecting and waiting for people to do things for you, your days are going to go by so much faster because you're in control of the service. And furthermore, think about what it can do for someone to put a smile on their face, to show them that, like, wow, somebody thought of me, right? We always talk about give people their flowers while they're still alive. Well, this is the perfect opportunity to literally give someone their flowers if that's something that you want to do, but give them recognition and show them that you genuinely care about them while they are still here. So, with that being said, I have a little exercise that I want you to really be serious about if you want to survive this day. And it's really to think about 2 or 3 people in your life right now that you can show that you love on Valentine's Day. I don't know what that's necessarily going to look like, but a few ideas that come to mind. If you're crafty, you can find something on TikTok or Pinterest to make for them and literally spend your time getting crafty, getting really creative, and making a gift for someone in your life and giving them that gift on Valentine's Day. Again, it's going to take time away from you thinking about being single or being lonely because you're actually spending time crafting the gift. And then you're going to have to go and deliver that gift to that person. All of that is going to take a little bit of time off of your feeling away and put it towards making somebody else feel good. The other thing is that, yeah, the person is going to feel good. Imagine receiving a gift from someone that you weren't expecting it from, whether it's handmade. Maybe you aren't crafty, so you go ahead and you buy a gift for them. It doesn't have to be something huge. I promise you, something so small, even if you spent $5 on it, could really, really make someone's day because genuinely it's the thought that counts. So that's one thing that we can do. It's the first opportunity. If you have not started serving or don't really understand the value of serving just yet, this is your perfect chance to start that journey of learning how to serve. Another thing that you can do is get cute and go out or even stay in and take some pictures, getting as glam and as cute as you want to be, sis. I know for me, I'm not always in the mood to do my hair and put on makeup, but a lot of times, more times than not, when I actually get up and do it, even if I'm not going nowhere and I just want to take some pictures, I feel good. It brings up my confidence. There's like a certain dopamine release because it's just like, girl, look at you. So, you might not have anywhere to go per se, but take yourself somewhere. Again, put yourself in the driver's seat rather than waiting for someone to come and be the reason why you feel good. Another thing that you can do is cook a bomb meal. If you like to cook, I know there's so many people that are going to be having private chefs come to their home and wine and dine their significant other. But what if you were your own private chef and you made like your own meal from appetizer to entree to dessert, mix together some bomb drinks? Like for me, I don't know if it's just me. I love cooking, but that actually sounds like a really good idea. I made a lava cake from scratch the other day, found a recipe on TikTok, and y'all could not tell me I was not sitting in a restaurant. I made it myself. It was like 5 ingredients and it was so bomb. And I was just like, I don't even need to go out. Like it just, for me, cooking and baking, it releases dopamine for me. So the point of the matter is find ways to get that dopamine release without having to be in relationship with somebody else. Now, hopefully you have a little bit more perspective into how you can actually survive being single on Valentine's Day. There's a lot of mindset shifts that need to happen in order for you to really feel good about this day. But there's also some really practical things that you can do, like showing somebody else in your life that you love them and not necessarily waiting for someone to show you that they love you. So, one of the things I want to touch on is why being single has actually been super lit for me, at least for the last almost 2 years. When you are in a relationship, you know that most of your time, thoughts, energy goes towards that person, right? And so, in this time of being single, I actually have had time to get clear on what it is that I want. I look back at some of my relationships and I really didn't know what I wanted. There was not really a lot of intentionality behind it. It was just kind of like,
Okay, I like you, you're cute, we like each other, we have a bond, let's do it.
but there was not a lot of real intentional thought that went into it. And so I have had so much time to really journal and talk out and visualize what it is that I want in a future mate. And that time has been so special to me because right now I'm literally bringing it to God through petition, what it is that I would want in a future mate. And as more time goes on, I have more clarity on the things that I will not settle for, the things that are okay, I will settle for them because I know at the end of the day, that's not the most important thing. And I have a lot of clarity on what it is that God wants for me and for my future marriage. And that would not have happened if I was in a relationship. And furthermore, in a relationship that wasn't designed by God for me to be in. So my singleness in the last year and a half has really allowed me to step out of the frame and to really get a sense of what it is beyond just feeling good and feeling nice and having someone cute to look at, what it is that God really intends and the purpose behind this relationship. The other part about being single is that, I don't want this forever, but I've got to spend a lot of time with other people in my life. I've spent so much more time with my daughter, with my parents, and my friends. And that probably wouldn't have happened if I was just, in this relationship. Because even though, yes, you can have a balance. Let's be honest, right? You spend so much time invested in the person that you are in a relationship with, and it makes it harder for the people in your life to get access to you in the way that they want, especially if you're married. I know that I'm eventually going to get married one day, and that's really going to limit the access that the people around me have. That's just the reality. So while I'm not married yet, while I'm still single, I'm embracing every moment, every nook and cranny of time that I can get with my people. And that is just me finding things to be grateful for in my singleness. Because a lot of times we think that the season that we're in, the next season, when we get what it is that we want, everything is just going to be perfect. Oh, once I have a man, Valentine's Day will never feel lonely again. Once I'm married, all my problems are going to be solved because I'm going to have someone to cuddle with. That's just not always true. You want to be grateful for everything that you have now, because the next season is going to come with its own set of challenges and new dynamics and new things that you're going to have to explore and work your way around. So thank you guys for watching this video. I love you. If nobody else told you that on today, I love you. For now, go watch this video if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.